Well, I'm back for the second half of the show. I may have said this in the past, but one of the reasons why I enjoy hosting this show is because I'm endlessly curious about the decisions people make. Why that particular job or that location? What inspired them to go that direction? Our next guest is one such person. He is a music producer. He has a recording studio, and I believe he also performs. I want to know why he's made those choices. How did he get in it? Was it by accident or was it something planned? Time for us to get to know Jeff Bonner. Jeff! Hey! Thanks so much for coming to the show.
Yeah, for sure.
So please have a seat. And thanks again for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I'm really curious about how you got involved in the music industry.
Well, I started kind of in the music business by installing and selling stereo equipment and whatnot, and I guess playing music, and they all kind of merged together into recording and video production, and what I'm doing today. So. Okay,
so you took some training?
Trained myself.
Oh, you really?
Just hard knocks, just going out and doing it, and I really believe that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I'd see people that knew what they were doing and make sure I shadowed them and picked up all their good things.
All right. So when did you open up Tractorgrease?
Tractorgrease has been around for probably around 15 years.
Oh.
And it started just as a loose idea of me doing video production and recording some of my friends and that sort of thing, and kind of grew as I got bigger and better projects, and now we do a bunch of things. So,
are you ever tempted, like if somebody comes and wants you to record them, are you ever tempted to tell them, assuming they're not good, and I'm thinking of somebody in particular, you ever want to tell them you're not very good?
No, I think there's a sliding scale of the way things work. I mean, if people come into the studio and they're really just fun people and out having a good experience in the studio,
right.
I think talent level isn't nearly as important.
Oh, okay, because I was thinking about myself.
Oh, well, then you were a customer at the studio.
Yeah. Just in case you don't know, a number of years ago, I wrote this. Well, I can't call it a song.
You were a hip-hop star.
Yeah, right. Yeah. With my daughter playing the drums, and we went to Tractorgrease to have it recorded, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's what, a lot of the work that I do there is fun projects. And I really appreciate it when people come in and just enjoy the environment and what they're able to do.
Yeah.
I have as much fun as them. So I think that's the big thing with any creative project, is when people are enthused about it, then it's fun for everybody.
I just loved seeing it afterwards, the finished project that you did, giving us the CD and seeing that, and it's like, wow, all of the stuff you did with the background that had nothing to do with myself and my daughter, so that was really, really great to see all of that.
Well, that's a neat thing about these creative projects. You become one of the artists with the people that come in.
Right.
So it's, lighting and background and camera angles, and then the recording aspect is all kind of being a part of the team.
Yeah.
I'm
just thinking now, because you've been around like you said, Tractorgrease has been around for about 15 years, you must know a lot of performers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they really add up, both from me in the studio and customers in the studio, but I also do live sound and production. So at all these community events that you have going around, I rent out stages. So I'm seeing performer after performer at these events as well. So, which helped me a lot when I opened up Tractorgrease Cafe, because I already had a lot of connections to hire as far as talent goes.
Okay, so for those people who don't know about Tractorgrease Cafe, tell them about it, where it is, and what you do there.
Yeah, well, it was the last thing I added to what I do with Tractorgrease, and we call it Tractorgrease Cafe just to keep the same name. But we are a restaurant up Chilliwack Lake Road. It's 6 kilometers up the road from the Vetter Bridge, so it's not very far. And we're all about healthy food and great music. I hire a lot of Canadian touring acts to come in and host some events myself, like Songwriters Unite and a jam every Friday evening.
Wait a minute. Okay, Songwriters Unite, you said?
Yeah, Songwriters Unite is, I host it, and I get 3 other songwriters to sit up on the stage with me.
Yes.
And we kind of tell stories about why we wrote our song. And there's a neat camaraderie, because it's not very often that singers and songwriters get to go up on stage with other songwriters. So it's neat. We all play one song in a row,
Right.
you know, one after another.
Right.
And it's in a fun way competitive, and you know, we back each other up a little bit as well. So it's a really neat event. About once a month I host that.
Okay. And then how does the whole open mic work?
And the open mic is open to anybody who wants to come up. It's an acoustic open mic, so acoustic instruments. We do welcome percussionists and bass players, and there's usually a fiddle player or mandolin player there too. So it starts off as an open mic where people can share even their original songs. We encourage that. And then it usually ends up to be an acoustic jam afterwards. So it's a fun night to look forward to.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, just recently, you got involved with the Optimist Club.
Yeah.
Right? Because we, as a member of, just want to let you know that we had a songwriting contest for students, and part of the winner's prize was to go to your studio and get recorded.
Yeah.
So how did that work out on your end?
It was a lot of fun. Again, seeing young people that have never been even close to a studio.
Yeah.
It's always fun just seeing the sparkle in their eyes, seeing all the equipment and everything. And you know, it's my job recording people to get the most out of to first make them feel comfortable in the environment. Nobody can perform well if they aren't comfy and they're nervous. So I get the people comfortable and try to get the best performance out of them. And then seeing after I, you know, equalize their voice and put a bit of reverb on it and stuff, seeing their eyes as it all comes together. You know? In fact, I used to do a music business 101, which I'm still gonna get going, where we mentor young up and coming songwriters
nice.
and introduce them to a lot of industry professionals and try to teach them some of the things that it takes to take your career to another level. And you know, Chilliwack has seen a lot of really great musicians come out of here in the last little while. And we even just had a Juno Award won by Bria Skomberg, Chilliwack. I wish she came through my studio, but
Didn't happen, but yeah.
But it's really inspiring for all the local musicians around here that, someone from Chilliwack can do something cool like that.
Right. Well, and I'm just going to start asking about some personal questions.
Oh.
Well, not too personal. Okay, like family. First of all, do you have a family?
Sure do, yeah. My parents live in town, retired military, and I have a son, Nolan, who's 12 years old. Lots of fun.
Cool.
Yeah, and yeah.
Do you have any siblings?
And yeah, I got a brother who lives in Ottawa, and you know, we don't get to see each other too much, but we're close and get to talk regularly.
Is your brother into music?
He totally is into music.
Yeah?
Yeah. So that's one of the big things we chat about all the time. He's a nutritionist in Ottawa, so I guess we either talk about food or or music, and just happens those are the two things I'm involved with as well.
Perfect. Two great subjects anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you from Chilliwack originally?
Well, as a military kid, I did live in Chilliwack when I was young, and moved away to a few different places. I lived in Germany and Baden, and then graduated in Summerside, Prince Edward Island. And then now I've been here for 20 years, and I definitely call Chilliwack home. Yeah.
But I imagine you don't have a lot of free time, right? A lot of leisure time?
Yeah, it sure hasn't been since we opened. Everyone told me you open up a restaurant and say goodbye to your personal time. They were right. But as I said, again, it's so much fun being there that it doesn't even seem like work.
Right.
And that was the only intention when I moved up to Chilliwack Lake Road, was just to do my studio and live production business. But there was an empty restaurant next door, and it seemed like an interesting challenge to take that on.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of us worked really hard to get that up and going, and because it's been rewarding. So
very good. I noticed I didn't stay on your personal life very long.
I think I directed away from the personal life.
Yeah, that was very good of you. Just segue right back into the music.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just trying to think about, you write music, you perform. Do you have a band?
I have had a few bands, and
Yeah?
I still do. It's a bit of a revolving door of players at the moment. We call ourselves the Tractorgrease folk, which is just that, the folks that hang around Tractorgrease and my session players and whatnot. So we record songs, and you know, have gone through phases of playing a lot of shows. I was also in a band for quite a while called Relics Jet Boat, which was pretty famous in these here parts.
Was it?
for a few people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we have maybe a once a year reunion, and it's a lot of fun. So there's that as well.
Okay, now you personally, do you ever go and perform other than at your studio at Tractorgrease Cafe?
Not so much since I took the place over, just because I do host every Friday night and get to play quite often. I kind of get enough of that, you know.
Yeah, it's nice that you've got everything set up right there for yourself, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so if somebody wanted to have a song recorded, how would they go about that? Like getting in touch with you?
Yeah, I'm somewhat particular about who I'm working with and whatnot, because it is a creative process. I like to make sure that I'm involved in the creative process. So we would start by just meeting at the studio and doing what we call pre-production on the song, getting the person to play it in its most basic form on acoustic guitar or however. Sometimes I have to learn it and play it on acoustic, and and then see where I can tell within that hour or two session with the person whether we're into something together or so that's kind of how I make the call. I like to see within that first little bit. You end up spending a lot of hours with the person and spending their money on it too. So I mean, the biggest thing that in any business is you want to meet people's expectations.
For sure, yeah.
And so that's important, that I feel that I can meet the person's expectations and be a part of making something with them. So
right. So would you be willing to record me again?
Are you doing some hip hop still, or?
Well, I want to learn to rap.
You do?
I would love to learn to rap.
Nice.
Right.
Can you dance?
Well,
because rapping is kind of like dancing with words.
Well, it's more like moving. Yeah. Well, I used to be able to dance when I was younger. Now unfortunately, I have one of the perks of getting older is having some health issues.
Well, I have a lot of fun with doing a variety of projects. Some projects I'm doing is more of a lesson-based thing of getting people up to the point of performing or recording. And
cool.
So, take a variety. As long as you got a smile on your face and you're eager to learn.
I love to learn.
Yeah.
That's fun. Unfortunately, talk about learning, we're out of time. I can't learn any more about we're totally out of time. But time goes so fast when you're having fun with somebody, having a good interview. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, and good luck with the rest of your shows. It's a really neat thing you're doing here.
Thanks a lot. So are you doing something really neat. And thank you for watching. There'll be a lot more shows, or if you want to get involved, just contact Shaw. They'll be happy to have you around. See you next time. Peace out.